What if I told you that most of us are living in a prison we've built for ourselves? A jail so cleverly designed that we don't even know we're trapped. But here's the twist. The door to this prison has always been open. The question is, why don't we walk out? The body is miraculous. It's the vehicle that allows consciousness to experience the world of matter, particles, atoms, sights, and sounds. Without it, we wouldn't be able to interact with this reality. But somewhere along the way, we began mistaking the body for reality. We confused the needs of the body, its cravings, fears, and limitations, with the needs of the soul. Think about it. We obsess over appearance, constantly worried about how others perceive us. We seek endless pleasure, food, sex, material possessions, thinking they'll bring fulfillment. We live in fear of aging, sickness, rejection, death. This attachment to the body creates an invisible prison. The more we identify with the body, the smaller our world becomes. The body, which should be a tool for consciousness, becomes the master. This prison, the attachment to the body, is the root of human suffering. Why? Because the soul is infinite and the body is finite. To confine infinite potential within a finite form creates tension, discontent, and pain. Society feeds this prison. The culture of consumerism thrives on keeping us focused on the body, its image, its desires, its comforts. The powers that be, whether governments or corporations, don't want free souls. They want obedient bodies. We have to ask ourselves, are we living for the body, or are we living through the body? The difference is everything. When we begin stepping outside of the body, we inevitably encounter people who react negatively. Their words, actions, and judgments can hurt, but only if we let them. Here's the truth. People who lash out, criticize, or act harshly are often deeply trapped in their own bodies. Their fears, insecurities, and desires control them. They are reacting from their pain, not from their true selves. Imagine someone insults you. On the surface, it feels personal, but if you look deeper, you'll see their actions stem from their own inner turmoil. They're projecting their pain onto you. To break free from this cycle, we must learn two things. Not to take it personally. What others say or do is often a reflection of their inner prison, not your truth. Instead of reacting with anger or hurt, recognize their struggle. See their humanity. Understand that they are trapped just as you once were, or maybe still are in some ways. Empathy is a pathway to freedom. When you step into someone else's truth, you momentarily step outside of your own body. You stop being consumed by your own desires, fears, and ego, and instead connect on a soul level. Practical tip: the next time someone reacts negatively, pause and ask yourself, what might they be experiencing inside that caused this reaction? How can I respond in a way that reflects my higher self, not my body's defensive instincts? This shift in perspective is liberating. Instead of being pulled into their negativity, you become an observer, and in that moment, you're free. Here's the secret. Only when we live outside the body, as free spirits, can we experience the most meaningful parts of existence. This is where true connection happens, not between bodies, but between souls. Love, for example, cannot be fully experienced when we're trapped in the body's endless cycle of wants and needs. The body craves affection, validation, pleasure, but the soul seeks understanding, compassion, unity. To truly love, we must step outside of ourselves and our desires, which are almost always tied to the body. Love is not about taking or consuming. It's about giving and expanding. Think about the moments when you felt truly connected to someone. Maybe a deep conversation or shared silence where words weren't necessary. Those moments weren't about the body. They were about two souls meeting, unencumbered by the noise of physical cravings or fears. To escape the invisible jail, we must first recognize it. Ask yourself, do you prioritize external validation over internal fulfillment? Are you constantly chasing pleasure or avoiding discomfort? Do you feel defined by your physical form, your looks, your health, your possessions. These are signs that you may be identifying too strongly with the body. Exercise to try. Right now, sit quietly and close your eyes. Ask yourself, if I'm not my body, who am I? Let that question linger. Don't try to answer it logically. Just feel what comes up. Now let's talk about freedom. How do we escape the prison of the body? Here are some powerful practices to begin this journey. Shift your perspective through meditation. Sit in stillness and focus on your breath. As thoughts about your body arise, hunger, discomfort, desires, acknowledge them, but don't react. Over time, you'll realize these thoughts are not you. They're just noise. Detach from material identity. Write down all the labels you associate with yourself, your name, job, age, gender, achievements. Imagine stripping them away one by one. What's left? That's you, pure consciousness. The next time you feel the urge to check your phone, pause and ask, is this for my body's comfort or my soul's growth? Focus on the eternal. Spend time each day doing something that nourishes your soul. Creating art, spending time in nature, practicing gratitude. Here's the hardest truth. The door to your prison has always been open, but stepping out is terrifying. Why? Because freedom is unknown and the body craves familiarity. Ask yourself, what's scarier, remaining trapped or stepping into the unknown? Only you can answer that. Once you begin stepping outside the body, you'll discover a new way of living. You'll feel less controlled by fear. You'll find joy in the simplest moments, unclouded by cravings. You'll connect with others on a deeper, soul-to-soul level. The body is still your vessel, your tool for experiencing this reality, but it's about recognizing that you are not your body. You are the infinite consciousness that flows through it. So now I'll ask you, are you ready to step out of the invisible jail? Are you ready to embrace a life of true freedom, where the body becomes a tool, not a prison? Start small. Begin with awareness, with stillness, and with the courage to question everything you've always believed. If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments. What steps are you taking to free yourself? Let's start a conversation. And if you're ready for more, subscribe and join me on this journey. The door is open. The only question is, will you walk through it?